Okay, Tuesday, 7th of July, 2026, so Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Being in an allocator race, to allocate resources. Now, this is an interesting little observation I've made. You could say a bit of a meta-observation, a metacognition observation, really. So a trade was done recently, a business, financial trade. And I was thinking that for this trade to be worthwhile, to know its worthwhileness, so to speak, we would only know in, say, 5, 10, of course, 30, 100 years from now. Things like that. The more time passes, the clearer it'll be that how worthwhile that trade was, and for who as well, and to what extent. So we could say that when a trade is done, who makes the most of that, of the trade, of the money, let's say, keep it very simple. Who makes most of that money from that trade? And we'll only know that through time. And I noticed that this is a bit of an adversarial thing, an adversarial mindset to say, who is going to, between these two people, who is going to be richer after that trade in, say, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years, you pick a time frame. And I realised that this is a bit of adversarial mindset, interesting observe in general, challenge, creating conflict where there is no conflict, things like that. But at the same time, it's a very poignant thought as well to say, these two people made a willing business trade, financial trade, okay. Let's see who performs better in the new situation, the new scenario, into the future. Let's see who is richer going into the future. This person over here, that A and B. And that situation right there, that whole idea is an interesting way of looking at trade. It's just an interesting observation I made. Again, it's just that. I did a video, I can't remember really, 6 months ago, I think, talking about having an adversarial mindset. Where, as I said just now, creating conflict where there is no conflict, or being an adversary where there's no need to be an adversary. And in this trade, where's the tension? So, even though this trade happened, we are being adversarial to then say, I need to outperform the person. A and B, they're competing. I need to outperform the other person. So as in, I made the trade, I'm the smarter person, I'm better, I got better out of that trade. I'll do something cool with it, with the proceeds. That. But then we can go even deeper into the metacognition to say, well, actually, or in this case, peel back the layers to say, well, actually, by the very definition of them accepting the trade, they're both better off, because that is the trade by definition. You're not going to accept something willingly to be purposefully, willingly worse off. So by definition, you're better off, which is interesting, goes into economics as well. It goes into free trade. But if you sprinkle a bit of adversarial mindset in there to say, right, well, who's better off? After 5 years of after that trade, who's better? And then you can go deeper to say, well, that person is what, smarter? Well, 10 years later, who's richer? Well, that person. Oh, is that person smarter? Yes, no, maybe. Yeah. It's an interesting way of looking at business and trade and transactions to say, after the trade, who is better off in the long term? Who did more with the resources going into the future after that trade? It's just an interesting way of looking at business and trade in general. No. I mean, as in, who did someone with the proceeds squander that wealth, or did they use it productively? As evidenced by 5-10 years from now, the situation is completely different. It's interesting way of looking at money. Again, a bit adversarial, but interesting. Yeah. But otherwise, Adrian's daily vlog, sharing smart stuff men should know. Subscribe for more, and you will see me tomorrow.